Ho, ho, ho! The last video before Christmas, and Santa brought me something that was on my list. Please stick around and let's see what it is. Hello fellow vapors, Vaping Newbie here, and my Christmas edition video. I got this mod. It is the Athena Envy 22 off of Fasttech, and I think the reason I bought it was because I hadn't seen it anywhere. Now, I do my best to promote Canadian and at the very least North American business, being Canadian, but nobody had this, and I looked and I Googled it, couldn't find it. I spotted it on Fasttech in a search, just what's new, and this was there. It comes in a multitude of colors, and I thought, wow, it reminds me of the old Enokin VTR, but a bit more kick. We're going to be doing an unboxing, but first we'll talk about some of the statistics on this, and or at least the specs on this, and see how it goes at the end. Hope you stick around. Some of the things right off the top. It is a variable wattage device that goes up to 75 watts. It is a temperature control device that goes to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to be breaking it down and seeing how well the temperature control works, how well the wattage works, and different types of statistics on that. Another point of it, it's a 3200 mAh built-in battery. I'm going to touch on that as well from my standpoint. So let's go down below, take a look at the unboxing, and let's look at some of the little minute details. Okay, it comes in the box marked Envy, Athena Envy, with a little sketch on it. It gives you some basic information on the back, some precautions, and they're very, very adamant you do not use while charging, so no pass-through. It gives you what's in the box, and then it has that sort of scanning thingy that kids use that I quite don't understand. It has one of those magnetic foldovers here, so when you open the box you get the device itself, and then very few goodies underneath. Actually, you get the charge cord. You get an instruction booklet that is extremely basic, but it gives you what you need to know. The warranty card and the Athena VIP card. I'm not quite sure what the VIP card is, but you have to log in, register your device, and then from there you'll get any more information that you need on it. That's it. That's the whole unboxing, if you will. We're going to change angles and take a better look at what the NV22 looks like. There you go. You have the mod, and this one is in a black matte finish. It comes in blue, red, a sort of bronzish color, as well as stainless steel. I opted for the black. On one side you have the name Athena. On the other side, NV22. The top and bottom are stainless steel and quite the fingerprint magnets. You do have some vent holes on the bottom. There you go, maybe that's a bit easier to see. And it does have some information written on here as well. Very basic information. On the side you have a charge port on the bottom, which I like. Well, it's on the side on the bottom, and that means you can charge it while you're standing up. But as I may have mentioned a couple of times, they highly warn you not to use it while it's charging, so no pass-through. You have the fire button at the top, and then your up and down buttons, as well as an LED screen. You push the fire button 5 times and it comes on. Now in this mod it is in a bypass mode, so you have temperature control Celsius, temperature control Fahrenheit, you have bypass, and you have power. I'm a person that's going to be using it more in power mode, but bypass mode makes it nearly like a mech mod, if you will. Press that 3 times, and by pushing the up and down, there you have your temperature control in Celsius, your temperature control in Fahrenheit, and then what I really use it in power mod. You have whatever it may be in the center, and then your bottom right is the power left on your batteries. Your top left is the mod you're in, or mode you're in. The top right is your puff counter, and your bottom right is both the resistance of your build, of your coil, and the voltage that you're using. If you want to change the display, you push the up and down button at the same time, and it will flip. So there you go. It gives you another look at it. Another interesting point: if you want to adjust, it'll adjust in 1 watt increments. If you push and hold it, it takes off on its own, and that is a bit of an annoyance. It does go from 5 watts to 75 watts and up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. I believe that's about 300 degrees Celsius. It does have on the inside, it has a brass coated 510 connection, which is not spring loaded and not adjustable that I can tell, but I haven't had any problems with the tanks in it. And that's it. It works fairly well. It doesn't have a lot of staying power, and I'll tell you something: when you're adjusting the wattage, or you know, as a temperature control, that sort of hold the button and it takes off on you is a royal pain in the ass. But you know, we'll get to why I have this and why I really like this. But here, let me show you my commercial for it. The Athena Envy 22 for today's person on the go. It has none of the girth of the big box mods and the height of a small one. Is it stealth? Not really, but look, the tank fits in. It works for you. Take a look. Try to look at it. Find it online. Get one now. Folks, you know I like having some fun doing these, but back to some serious business. I took it on a test for temperature control, and let's take a look at what happened. Okay, I did a bit of cheating here and exaggerated the cotton, and I stole the extension post from or extension rod, if you will, from the VTR, the Inokin VTR. And if you don't know what that is, the Inokin VTR would only accept 510 connecting tanks. I believe they maximized it at 23 or 24 millimeters. So if you had anything larger or an Ego style tank, you have to use this extension post, and it works because it acts as a connector from the 510 connection up into the top. So I can put on, in this case, I have a Mutation X. I have it with a nickel coil build. It's registering at 0.15 ohms, and I have it at 205 degrees Celsius. I just want to see what's going to happen, and I'm seeing this for the first time with you. I want to see what's going to happen with the cotton. It is perfectly dry.
My grandmother inspired me. As a little kid, as young as I can remember, I would go over to her house and just sit in awe.
This is dual coil, and I see one coil lighting completely up. So, and I see a wisp coming up. When I look at the when you look at the screen and press that button, it says the temperature control kicks in. However, I don't know if you notice that, but, and I hope you can see that, that is burnt cotton. So it is a massive fail in the temperature control area. That's my opinion. That shouldn't burn whatsoever. That temperature control should kick in and stop it from firing anymore. So let's go up top and talk more about this most fascinating mode for me. It shouldn't have done that. Now I do have a stat for you that I used. You're gonna have to crank up the volume because I'm trying to do something a bit more fun, and I went outdoors and there's a lot of noise in downtown Montreal. Let's take a look at the stat. Okay, I've been using this for 7 hours at 35 watts. It's a 0.52 ohm coil. I've had 202 puffs on it, and the battery is now showing at about 20%. So downtown Montreal, that's my stats on my usage. Again, my usage: 35 watts, 0.52 ohm coil, 202 puffs, and down to 20%. Now I got to recharge it. We'll be back. I took some pictures of it to do a size comparison with the eVIC VT. Have a look. So, some final thoughts on the Athena Envy 22. For most people that are going to be looking at this, um, it's a fail. It's a massive fail. The temperature control for what it's known, it's part of what it's supposed to be, doesn't really work. The 3200 mAh battery doesn't last very long. I got 7 hours, and I am a chain vapor, but 7 hours it's just not a long time. My EVIC VT will last me, a day at work, but I do charge it and it has pass through. The NV22 does not have pass through. Do not use it while you're charging. Um, the plus side to it is it just feels small. It just it makes me think of the EVIC. I'm sorry, the Anoken VTR. When I bought it, it has a bit of weight to it, definitely. But I put it in the pocket of my work shirts. You don't even see it. Some things I should point out: make sure when you're putting your tank in that the airflow holes are visible. They could be up against the machine, and it's going to obviously affect it. Holding it, you want to make sure that if you're holding it like this, you're not covering it. If you're holding it like this, you're not covering it. So you have to get used to how you're going to use it. One puff. Two puffs. You can see the difference in there. If not, rewind. I'll take a second. Got it? When it falls asleep, there's a little bit more ramp up time the next time you hit the button. My tongue got really stuck on that one. So it's the second hit that's more flavorful. Flavor comes from the tank, not the machine. The machine has to power it. So after it goes to sleep, you push that button. I would push it, hold it, wait, push it again. There's the flavor. So that works really well. This next note is from my buddy Estelle, who I know on Facebook. Estelle, I posted that mini video of this machine and you said, oh, I want one. Keep in mind, it will only really take a 22 millimeter or smaller tank. Anything smaller, of course, will probably rattle. Anything larger may not fit, and definitely over 23, forget about it. It's not going to happen, okay? But overall, it's strange. That's a lot of negative, but I love this thing. My tanks that I use, and I use them at 30 to 35 watts, the Delta 2s, the Limo 2s, they fit, no worries. I'm not a proponent. I do not use a lot of those big-ass sub-ohm tanks. And if I did, I just slap them on my Sigelli or my EVIC VT. No big deal. And for dripping, I only use my Sigelli. I've gotten rid of a lot of machines. I've either sold them off or piffed them to people. Only kept the ones that I really like the look, and this is one of them. Yeah, I wanted it because I just never saw it anywhere. Now, I'm not going to use this as an advertisement for Fasttech. I pay with my own cash. I represent no one but my own thoughts, okay? If somebody gives me a machine, I will tell you this was paid out of my own bank account. But for 56 bucks, what are you going to get? You're not going to get much. So it does what it wants, that I would like it to do. And that's why I sort of lean. I can't give it a big thumbs up, but at the same time, I'm not going to give it a big thumbs down. For me, for my usage, that's very important. You might be different. And again, if you want to use these tanks at high wattages, keep walking. It's just not worth it because you're not going to get very much time out of it. But if you're using it as a casual machine like I do, it does what it's supposed to do. So that's it. That's the Athena Envy 22. I enjoy it. Can't recommend it because I don't know how you vape. But for me, it worked fine. Would I buy it again, knowing what I know? Definitely. And I'm not trying to defend the purchase. I just like the way it feels and looks. Folks, I hope you got something out of this because you know I love doing it for you and you know I love having you over. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a very safe New Year. You know I love having you over, so stay healthy and happy vaping. Take care, folks.